Today, I'm sharing some of my favorite tools and products that helped me lose 125 pounds on a GLP-1 and that just might help you too. If you're new here, I'm Megan. I've lost 125 pounds using compounded tirzepatide. I started in August 2023 weighing 243 pounds. I've lost 100 pounds in 10 months and then went on to lose an additional 25 pounds over the next 5 months. I've been maintaining my weight with a weekly shot for over a year now, right around 118 pounds. Before I jump into this list, I want to make one thing clear. You absolutely do not need any of the things on this list. If you're on a weight loss journey using a GLP-1, no special gadgets are required. You can absolutely start your journey and be successful with just what you already have at home. Using what you own is always the best option for your wallet, for the earth, and it's honestly usually simpler. I naturally lean more toward minimalism, and I'm just not someone who buys every new tech gadget out there and wants the latest, greatest, upgraded version of everything. If it works, I'm going to keep using it. And a lot of the items in this video I already owned even before I started on this weight loss journey. But because so many of you guys asked me about the products that I use day to day and in the videos that I share, I wanted to tell you about some of the products that I think really helped me along this weight loss journey. These tools did make my journey easier. They made it more convenient, more consistent, and more enjoyable. Now, this isn't some curated aesthetic gift list. This is a list of real practical products that I use in my everyday life. Honestly, it's kind of random, but I like it that way. It's real. All right, let's get into the list. First up, we have my personal blender. I use this thing every single day to make my protein shakes. It is nice and convenient. I can store it in this little drawer right here. And it makes it so easy to make my protein shake every day. It comes with 2 bottles, which is nice because sometimes my husband wants a protein shake too. It has the little blade. So all I do is I put frozen sliced banana in here. I put 2 scoops of protein powder. I use Health Code chocolate macadamia nut protein powder, a little bit of water. Usually I add my creatine into the mix, blend it up, protein shake ready to go. It does come with a rimmed lid so that you can drink out of the glass, and it even comes with a travel lid, but honestly I just drink straight out of this thing just so that I have less things to wash. Next up is something I truly cannot live without. It is my Apple Watch. I have the smaller version of the Apple Watch with the smaller screen. My husband has the one with the bigger screen, and this one works just fine for me. And I use this thing to track my movement for the day. It tracks my move calories, it tracks my steps for the day, and it tracks my exercise minutes. Another thing that I really like about the Apple Watch is that I can pre-program in run sequences. It vibrates on my wrist so that I know, okay, I'm walking and doing my warm-up, then I'm going to do 4 cycles of my 8 minutes of running, 2 minutes of walking, and then I'm going to do a cool down, and it tracks it all for me. And I can look back at my run and see, okay, when I was running, what was my pace? What was my cadence? What was my heart rate during that time? It just makes it really easy to track all of those things, and I love having all of that data available. With my Apple Watch, I love these stretchy bands, and I have many of them because I like to match my band to my workout outfits. If you are trying to get more protein into your diet, you're probably eating more meats. I find that having an instant read meat thermometer is so helpful in making sure that you're cooking your proteins to perfection. I used to overcook chicken all the time and fish too, and being able to read the temperature really quickly is so helpful. I like this one. It's not too expensive. There are better and more pricier options out there, but this one works really well. You just stick it in, and like within 10 seconds, it tells you the temperature of your meat, and then you can either finish cooking it or put it back in for a few more minutes, and you're good to go. If you have watched any of my videos, you know that I am obsessed with my Tonal Home Gym. Tonal is a smart workout cable machine, and I love this thing because it allows me to work out at home. I'm a busy mom of 3. I homeschool my kids, and when I started on this weight loss journey, I did not ever take any time for myself. I was too busy taking care of my family, and the idea of going to a gym and leaving my house for 20 minutes to drive somewhere, an hour workout, and then 20 minutes to drive home. That is just time that I do not have. If I am not able to work out at home, I am not going to be able to work out. Strength training is an important part of my fitness plan, so I want to be able to strength train. There are a lot of factors that make Tonal the right choice for me and for my family. I know the first time that I used Tonal, I used it at my brother and sister-in-law's house, and I fell in love with it immediately. It is really intuitive to use. It's amazing how many different moves you can do with this machine. And when I told my brother-in-law that I loved it and I said, hey, well, how did you get this? Like, where do I get one? And he looked me straight in the eye and he said, look, this is not a financial decision. This is 100% a health decision. And it's so true. Tonal is expensive. It is more money than I ever thought I would spend on a fitness machine for myself. But it is 1000% one of the best investments that I've ever made in myself. Tonal is amazing because you can use it in a small space. It does not need that much room. It attaches to the wall and is movable. It comes with all of the accessories, including the bench that you need to do hundreds of different strength training moves. I also love Tonal because it just keeps track of everything. I know previously in my life where I did strength training and I had to keep notes and write down my different weights, it was a little bit more challenging. And I'm not somebody who is naturally into fitness and is self-motivated to push myself. I am probably somebody who would just be comfortable doing the same thing all the time. Well, Tonal actually takes on the chore of handling your progressive overload for you. It gives you workouts and chooses weights that it knows you can handle, and then progressively increases those weights over time as you repeat those moves. All right, the next on my list is headphones. I am walking like 10 to 20,000 steps every single day, and a lot of that I am listening to audiobooks or podcasts or watching YouTube videos. So I have two different kinds of headphones, and I love them both equally. I've tried to narrow it down and just pick one to share with you, but I have to give you both options. Okay, so these are both Shox brand, and I really love these ones that are connected. These are really great for running. I love to run in these. They do not move at all. They go right over the ear, so I have really tiny ear holes, and any kind of earbud that goes inside the ear hurts my ears so bad. They're also really great because you can hear ambient noise. I will tell you that the downside to these is they don't travel well. I have broken quite a few pair of these because I will throw these in my purse, or I've taken them on an airplane and then they get sat on or crunched, or, they just do not survive me and my crazy, chaotic life. So the benefit of these other ones is that they come in a nice little case and they're super easy and portable. So these are also over the ear earbuds, and I love them. They're so good. They also stay put really, really well. It holds an incredible charge. Like, I charge these maybe like once a week, and I probably wear them 4 or 5 hours every single day. This is one of those tools that just makes my new life, where I am walking a lot and focused on getting in movement, more enjoyable. If you are on a health journey and trying to eat more vegetables and get some healthier foods into your diet, this next tool is an essential. Okay, this chopper has saved me, I'm going to say, hours of time chopping vegetables. It is so handy dandy. It makes it so easy to chop vegetables. Okay, so it comes with two different blades. This is the larger one in here, and it has one that's a little bit smaller. It is super sharp, so I always get scared. But all you do is get your veggie ready. So it's not like you don't have to chop your veggie, because you have to get it where it's going to fit in there. But I can put in something like zucchini, and then it's all diced up. So I use this for onion, bell pepper, zucchini, tomatoes, butternut squash, all sorts of different vegetables, and it's so nice to chop it up. I have kids, and I find that my kids always eat more vegetables, and me too, when they're chopped smaller. I also love chopped salads. That's one of my favorite things to eat, where everything is chopped up, like at a steakhouse, a nice chopped salad, and this makes it so easy to make things like chopped salad at home. Okay, for this next one, I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to tell you about it. So when I started working out and wearing workout leggings, I needed something so that I wasn't showing all my panty lines. And I'm not somebody who has ever worn a thong or thought that having something stuck up my butt was going to be comfortable. But let me tell you, these thongs actually are comfortable, and you can read the Amazon reviews for proof, because they are made in a way where there's enough fabric to cover everything and they feel comfortable. Now, these are not your frilly, lacy, like sexy thongs. These are utilitarian, practical thongs that serve a purpose of not having panty lines with your workout leggings or your biker shorts. And I have had these in just about every single size. I started wearing these when I was over 200 pounds and continue to wear them in a smaller size today. One of the biggest problems with most thongs is that there is just not enough fabric to hold everything in the front, because we're trying to be skimpy in the back. And I love that these fabrics actually have a really wide crotch so that it actually covers and manages what you needed to manage while also not showing your panty lines in the back. Okay, next up is this full-length mirror. I did not own a full-length mirror prior to starting on a weight loss journey for many reasons, but once I started on this journey, I started to realize that it was really hard to see changes in my body day to day. That if I wanted to see changes, I had to take pictures. Pictures are the proof that is so hard for your eye to see day to day, but it's so much easier to see when you take a picture of yourself and then a few weeks later you see another picture, and especially if you put them side by side. I used an app called Layout, and I would always put the pictures side by side, and it just helped me realize how big the changes that were happening really were. That the changes were really hard to see in real time, but when you do those pictures, it is an amazing motivator. So I recommend a full-length mirror for everybody. Find a way to take pictures of yourself and to look at yourself in the mirror and appreciate all the hard work that you are putting into changing your life. Okay, y'all already know that I'm obsessed with pickleball and I love playing it. It's the best kind of active fun and getting in movement with social time at the same time. And pickleball has just been a life-changing thing to add to my life. So highly recommend if you're looking to add some active fun to your life. So now you can get pickleball paddles anywhere. I know you can get them like even at the dollar store or Five Below, but I'm going to tell you about this paddle, which is like the best very first step upgraded paddle that's going to take your game up a notch. If you think you might get serious about playing pickleball, this Friday paddle was like our baby step into pickleball paddles, which can get to be ridiculous prices, but this one's pretty reasonable and it will be so much better than just your basic pickleball paddle that you can find. As an added bonus, the Friday paddles are so cute. My husband and I had matching ones. His was black and mine was pink, and now my kids use these and love them. Okay, another random product that really helped me on this weight loss journey was this hairstyling tool. It is a hair dryer, curler, all-in-one combo brush, and this tool is amazing. A friend recommended it to me. It comes in 2 sizes. I have longer hair, so I use the bigger size. My friend has shorter hair, so she uses the shorter one, but it works amazing because you can style your hair in one step. And what does styling your hair have to do with weight loss, you might ask? Well, before I started on this weight loss journey, I did not care about myself at all. I put zero effort into my own body and making sure that I was presenting myself to the world in a way that felt good and that I was comfortable with. And once I started on this weight loss journey and started losing weight, even just 10, 20, 30 pounds, I started realizing that I was worth the effort and I wanted to put more effort into myself. And this styling tool was one of those tools that was just kind of a stepping stone into self-care and making sure that I was the person on the outside that I knew I was on the inside. Next up is an essential tool for any weight loss journey. It is a scale. I have the very most basic smart scale by Renpho. I think it's usually somewhere around $20, and this thing has served me well. I did not start out this journey with a smart scale. Actually, while I lost my first 100 pounds, I just had a regular old bathroom scale, which worked totally fine. I did weigh daily and track my weight in an app called Happy Scale, but when I found a smart scale, it was really amazing, and I do wish that I had it the entire time. Now, you will see all kinds of debates about how accurate these smart scales are. I've had DEXA scans and I've been able to compare my Renpho scale to my DEXA scans. And for me, it's actually pretty accurate. It wasn't super accurate on my body fat percentage until somebody gave me the tip to change the Renpho scale to the athlete setting. Once I did that, my stats line up perfectly. And really, I'm not too concerned with like exact details when it comes to the measurements my smart scale is giving me. I mostly use the smart scale just to make sure that I am directionally moving in the right direction. So I got the smart scale once I had lost 100 pounds and was really focused on strength training. I did continue to lose 25 more pounds, but I wanted to make sure that I wasn't losing much more muscle. I wanted to be gaining muscle. So I could just look at the direction of how much muscle I had and then how much muscle I had 2 weeks later, a month later, 2 months later, and make sure that I'm heading in the right direction. The next thing on my list is my beloved pillow. This pillow is seriously a cherished member of my family. Sometimes it goes missing because my kids come into our room at night and then they'll go back to their room. And every single time my pillow is missing, I lay down and I hit my head on the pillow and I'm like, nope, this isn't my pillow. Where is my pillow? They are pricey, so we only have a couple of them in this house. And I always make sure that I have one to sleep on. Again, you might be asking, what does a pillow have to do with a weight loss journey? Well, getting good sleep is so important. And it's something that I took for granted before. I never focused on sleep. And when I was 243 pounds, I was exhausted all the time. I was always tired. I took a 2-hour nap every single day. I stayed up until 1, 2, 3 in the morning because I felt like that was the only me time that I had. When I started on this weight loss journey, I had just read the book Outlive by Peter Attia. And in that book, he talks about the importance of sleep. So I started putting in some rhythms and putting in some routines that got me into a good pattern of sleeping. And now I go to bed around the same time every day. I get 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day, and it's quality sleep. I rarely take a nap unless it's just for funsies on the weekend. And a lot of that I credit to my pillow. Here we have another kitchen gadget. My little tiny milk frother. This thing is a workhorse. I love this little tool and it really helps mixing in different powders into liquids. So what do I use this for? I use this a lot to mix in my creatine into electrolytes so that I can drink an electrolyte drink with my creatine. I will use it to mix in collagen powder into a glass of milk for my kids, mostly because they love doing hot chocolate that is really just milk with chocolate collagen powder. I will use it to mix in my monk sugar into tea or things like that. It is just a really, really handy tool if you're mixing any kind of powdery substances into a liquid. I am sure you've heard of Ozempic face, and this product is what I credit with making sure that I don't have that. At least I don't feel like I do. I'm 41 years old and I am an aging woman. I'm not scared of wrinkles or scared of getting older, but as you lose weight and lose some of those fat deposits in your face, it is easier for those wrinkles to show. And I definitely noticed more wrinkles and more sagging on my face during this weight loss journey. My sister-in-law actually recommended this and it has been a game changer. It's Olay Regenerist. I buy it at Costco. It comes in a 2-pack there and is the cheapest price that I've found. It's like a really thick cream. So I like to put this on at night after my shower and after I wash my face. I'll put this on and it's a really good moisturizer and it just does something to my face to kind of smooth it out. It makes all the pores and the wrinkles just smooth out and plump just a little bit. And I stopped using it for a little while about a year ago because it's kind of expensive and I thought, oh, it's not really doing anything. Well, I stopped using it and I noticed that my pores were definitely more visible. And when I was putting makeup on, that everything looked more cakey and like things were settling into these deeper crevices in my face. So I started using it again and all of those things went away. I am super basic when it comes to skincare. I basically wash my face and use this, and that is it. Next up is what I think is probably an essential part of any successful weight loss journey, and it's a food scale. When we are trying to change the way that we're eating, we need information. And even though I'm not somebody who tracks every single thing that I eat and documents it into an app like MyFitnessPal, I have tracked things on occasion. And if my weight was not going in the direction that I wanted to, it would be my very first step to start weighing and measuring my portions and making sure that I'm eating the right amount of food for my body. Especially with a changing body and changing needs, you have to kind of be in touch with what you're eating to make sure that what you're eating is matching the output that you need, which if you are on a weight loss journey, you need to be in a calorie deficit, eating less food than your body needs. I like to use my food scale even now on occasion for things that I really enjoy. So things like cereal or rice or potatoes, I will measure them out every once in a while just so that I get a feel for what a portion size looks like. And that's not to say that I only eat one serving size of every single thing, but it gives me the data that I need and helps me make an informed decision. If I eat a serving of crackers, but I want more crackers, I know that I can always have more crackers. It just helps me mentally put all the puzzle pieces together so that I know what the big picture of my calorie intake looks like for the day so that I'm balancing it out. Okay, next on my list also might seem random, but it is a puffer vest. Now, this puffer vest has been with me since the very beginning of my weight loss journey, and it has seen me on walks and runs through all sorts of weather. Here in Texas, we are hot for a lot of the year. We are not really cold weather people or prepared for cold weather. So when it does get cold, everybody kind of stays in their house. And it's just kind of a shocking thing when I made a commitment to move my body and have this new lifestyle that includes movement every single day. That means even in the cold weather. So I had to find a way to be able to go outside and go on a walk, even if it was cold out. And this puffer vest is what allows me to do that. So this is a size large. I've had it probably since I was about 220 pounds, and I still wear the very same one today. I love it. I can wear a long sleeve shirt with it. It keeps my core super warm so I can go out and do a walk or a run. And it's not as big and bulky as a jacket where I'm going to get overheated, especially if I'm doing a run, because I am more hot natured when I'm exercising. For me, the key to exercising in all weather was something like this puffer vest, but for you, it might be something different. So I think you just have to think about the barriers to movement and exercise that you have and find tools or tricks that you can use to make sure that you're accommodating your preferences in all kinds of weather. Next up on the list is a 3-cup Pyrex container. These containers have been with me for over 10 years. So I had these before I started on this weight loss journey. I actually had them when I first lost 80 pounds about 14 years ago. After my daughter was born, I started eating real food only and nothing processed. And that's when I discovered these containers. I took a freezer meal class that talked about making your own TV dinners in these containers. And I've continued to use them to this day because they're perfect for that. So when I have leftovers, I will put them in this container, and it's the perfect size for a meal so that I can put like my carb, rice or potatoes. I can put my protein, chicken or steak or whatever it is, meatballs, and then I can put vegetables in it. And then I will just put the lid on this. I pop it in my freezer. I'll put a little label on it sometimes. Sometimes it's a mystery. But then I have these TV dinners that I can pull out for a quick lunch or a quick dinner. And it's the very best kind of fast food. I used to be a fast food addict and go through the drive-through 5 to 7 days a week. Nowadays, I have this kind of fast food that makes it easy to eat healthy, even when you're in a time crunch or in a pinch without time to make food. If you are trying to cook healthier at home, an air fryer is a must-have gadget. I use my air fryer so much that we actually replaced our oven with an oven that has an air fryer in it. So my entire oven is an air fryer, which works really well for my family of 5 because we're cooking a large amount of food every time. If you are single or have a smaller family, a countertop air fryer will probably work great for you. I'll share the one that we used before we had our oven air fryer that worked really great. Now, I air fry just about everything. I love air frying prepackaged convenience foods like chicken nuggets or French fries, but I also air fry meat like chicken or salmon or steak to make steak bites. And we also love to air fry our vegetables. I love air frying cauliflower, broccoli, green beans. All of these things are really delicious in the air fryer, and they take a minimum amount of oil. I will usually just use my avocado oil spray, just do a little spritz on it, mix everything up with some seasoning, and it tastes delicious in the air fryer. Okay, these next 2 items on my list are other items that I've used to eliminate barriers that in times where I would have said, I don't have time to go for a walk or I don't have time to exercise. Now this eliminates that because I can walk in the dark. So first up is a headlamp. I will put this on. I usually don't wear it like on my head like a coal miner, but I'll wear it around my neck so that it points out. This little part is adjustable so that you can make sure it's shining down, and it has like 3 different light settings. And then the other thing that is essential for walking in the dark is a lighted vest. So I put this thing on. It has LED lights here, and they go in a bunch of different colors. They can be blinking, they can be color changing, and they can stay on steady. And then it has the reflective band here. So you put it on just like you're putting on a vest. It snaps in the front. And then you wear it and go on your way. With my little headlamp, it's enough light so that I'm visible to cars that are out on the street, and I feel really safe walking out in the dark. I have another kitchen gadget for you. This one is this bad boy, my milk frother. When you're on a weight loss journey, you often have to give up like some treats and some things that maybe you enjoyed before, but your body is telling you maybe those weren't the healthiest things for you. So for me, while I used to go to McDonald's and get a milkshake, I had to find new treats that still satisfied me in the same way, but were better for my body. One of the treats that I found was a chai latte. Especially when it's cold outside, I love drinking a chai latte, and it's something that I love to get out when I'm at a coffee shop. My husband is a coffee drinker, so I will get one when I'm out, but it's nice to have a healthier option that I can make at home that has less sugar. So when I make a chai latte at home, I'll brew my chai tea and then use monk sugar to sweeten it. And then I use the milk frother to make my foamy milk all delicious, add in the tea and the sugar, and it just makes a delicious coffee house style chai latte right here at home. My husband uses this milk frother a lot for his coffee drinks too. He drinks espresso and he likes to make fancy drinks with it. So it is a little bit pricey, but we really enjoy having this little gadget. Next up on my list is my Ninja Creamy. We got it for Christmas 2 years ago, and it has been used so many times. I love this thing. It is amazing for making protein ice cream and healthier treats right here at home. My favorites are to just make a chocolate protein shake in the Creamy. Another favorite recipe we do is like a Hawaiian pineapple Dole Whip. I do this by taking a can of pineapple tidbits, putting it into the container, pouring a vanilla protein shake. I usually use the Nuri vanilla protein from Costco, maybe a little bit of Greek yogurt and a little bit of monk sugar to sweeten it up. And it makes a really delicious tropical treat that is so yummy on a warm day. Okay, yes, this list was all over the place and super random, but these were some of the actual things that really helped me the most along the way to losing 125 pounds on a GLP-1. And these are things that I continue to use while I've been maintaining my weight for over a year now. And a reminder, you don't need any of these things to lose weight. Start with items you already have and add something only if it genuinely makes your life easier. Because when things feel easier to you, consistency becomes easier too. And consistency is where the magic happens. When you can make smart food choices every single day, no matter the obstacles, when you can move your body no matter the weather, when you can fit in self-care no matter your schedule, that's when you know you've really made it. Where you've arrived at the point where this is truly a lifestyle and that the changes you make with this new lifestyle will continue to last. So let me know in the comments what tools or gadgets have helped you the most on your weight loss journey. Or would any of the tools and gadgets that I shared in this video be something that you might want to try? If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more real life practical motivation on your weight loss journey. Thank you so much for being here.